Lathan Ransom is back. BuckIQ is back. It couldn't have worked out any better on the podcast. I am Austin Ward. That is Zach Boren. The Ohio State safety said after the game on Saturday, Zach, he felt overlooked. Felt like people weren't talking about him enough. He had to go remind the world who he is. I think he did that.
He did, and he was overlooked. Shame on us. I hope he was talking trash to us, people in the media, the fans, all of us. He should have. Like, he has every right to stand up after that game on Saturday and say, what about me? You forgot about me, and you're right, Lathan. We did, and it will never happen again. I apologize.
I don't know. Was he talking about us, Zach? We knew that Lathan Ransom was important. I mean, yes, we talked about Caleb Downs and having Denzel Burke back at corner and Jack and JT and Cody. Like, maybe we had him too low in the pecking order, but we knew he was important, right?
I've thought he's a great player. I think we might have to go back and look at the tape, at least on the record. But we talked about him at the end of last year when he missed November, and I firmly believe that if he was in the lineup playing and was healthy, that they would have won the game against Michigan. They would have went on to the Big Ten championship game, and obviously done special things last season. So yeah, he was greatly missed last year. I don't think us people close to the program were overlooking him, but there were definitely, I would say, bigger names in the media that people were blowing up or more excited to see. And yeah, man, Lathan came out and played like his hair was on fire. Literally. I mean, he was running around the football. It looked like he was playing free, playing fast, playing violent. All of the things that we know Lathan Ransom has been capable of, has shown flashes, especially last year, was coming on really strong. It almost looks like everything clicked. And it was great to see. And you obviously saw him make plays, TFLs, fumble return for a touchdown. He did everything he needed to do.
Yeah, we're not always going to just pick the silver bullet of the day, the defensive player of the game. But I think it is fitting for Lathan Ransom to come back, because I remember distinctly, Zach, you were talking about some of those plays that got away in the big house in November last year. The interception, which Denzel Burke had the interception, but Malik Hartford was right there. Maybe he just turns his head at a second. That was the wrong time. You said then that could have been Lathan Ransom. Sonny Styles on the rushing touchdown. I think it was the Blake Corum score.
Yep.
It's like misses a tackle. Maybe Lathan doesn't miss that tackle. We don't know, but we speculated that maybe if you had him playing at a high level and being healthy and being out there, maybe one of those plays goes different. Maybe both of them. Who knows? Maybe something else over the course of the game. I know you talked about it then, but you have him back now. That's the most important thing.
So I was on record saying all those things.
I believe that was on BuckIQ. Yes.
You want to know something? I think when Lathan Ransom decided to come back, it may have been, and people didn't think about it at the time, but it may have been one of the most crucial guys when it comes to the grand scheme of this team and their success this year. He may be top 1 or 2 important, because you had some corners that, Denzel Burke thinking about leaving, Jordan Hancock thinking about leaving. Guess what? You've got some young studs at cornerback that can fill in. You talk about some of the defensive linemen with JTT and Jack possibly leaving. Guess what? You got some dudes at defensive end behind him. Like, you talk about, Travion and some of these other guys, but you still got dudes at that position. You look at the safety position, and yes, Caleb Downs came in, but behind them, like, you still have some young dudes that haven't had much time of playing, and it's probably the thinnest position on the team. Like, you could maybe back me up with that or tell me if I'm wrong, but you look at the safety position, you look at, Malik Hartford, which, who knows what we're going to expect from him this year. You got Jalen McClain, right, who's a true freshman that I think they're saying, hey, he might be the second guy in. So you have a bunch of young guys in that secondary. So for Lathan Ransom to come back and have a leadership role on the back end, it was so crucial to this team's success.
Yeah, in terms of the numbers, Zach, I mean, you're absolutely right. Ohio State still took another transfer portal pickup in the May window when Keenan Nelson from South Carolina was available. They needed more bodies. They needed people who could step in, because Malik Hartford was coming back from the injury in spring. Jalen McClain had a very good spring camp for Ohio State, but he's just a true freshman. Jaden Bonsu had some good opportunities in March and April, but he was unavailable and didn't play on Saturday. So you're just looking at total number of guys. That is a thin position, and even if you supplement that and you get fully healthy with Bonsu or McClain comes back, like you're then dealing with a different matter, which is inexperience. But that is absolutely not a problem with the top of the lineup, because Caleb Downs has All-American credentials already to his credit, and Lathan Ransom, like he was going to be a Thorpe Award finalist, maybe semifinalist. He was playing at a really high level before the injury. Those two guys together, you mentioned this on Monday on the Boren Blitz, like maybe that can help elevate the play of both of them when they know Caleb Downs is behind Lathan Ransom or vice versa.
Couldn't agree with you more. Those guys play in tandem, and especially in a Jim Knowles defense, we know those safeties are constantly shifting. They're playing in the box, one's coming back, whereas in the traditional Ohio State defense that we've always seen, Malik Hooker wasn't playing in the box. He was playing that deep safety position, and now it's almost like a linebacker position where those safeties are trading spots so much, going in the box, shifting back, and now that it's a trust thing, right? It goes back to when I was playing with Ryan Shazier. I was able to transition so quickly to the linebacker position because I knew the guy next to me, guess what, was covering my butt, and I could play free and do what I needed to do. And you're seeing that with Lathan Ransom, and Caleb Downs maybe didn't flash as much as he wanted to, or maybe as fans were expecting on Saturday. But I can guarantee you that Lathan Ransom flashed so much because of what Caleb Downs was doing, and the trust that Lathan Ransom has in Caleb Downs, that he knows, hey, I can take this risk and Caleb Downs is going to be right there. It's just being on the same page, triggering, knowing where guys are at. And at the end of the day, it's a trust factor.
Well, been waiting 9 months to say this. We're going to figure out exactly how Lathan Ransom did that in the win over Akron right now with Zach Boren as we roll the tape. All right, Zach, let's ease into it here. First quarter, first game. Got Lathan Ransom, playing up here near the line of scrimmage. This is not the flashiest play, but if you're going to make 9 tackles in a game, you start like this.
For sure. And this isn't, like you said, the flashiest play or the biggest play, but this is who Lathan Ransom is. This is what makes him so good, is that, guess what? He reads, reacts, see what's happening in front of him. He knows it down and distance. Guess what? 2nd and 4. I'm playing inside the box. He's downhill faster than CJ Hicks is right here, right? And CJ Hicks is playing linebacker. Lathan Ransom has a nose for the football, gets down into the running lane, breaks down, and makes a great tackle right here for a 1 or 2 yard gain. Guess what? Get up, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3. Let's play ball. This is where Ohio State missed Lathan Ransom so much last year. And you already talked about the Blake Corum touchdown in Ann Arbor. This is exactly what Lathan Ransom is so good at doing.
Yeah, it's just sometimes you think about safety, Zach, and you mentioned Malik Hooker off the top. It's like, well, you're going to play center field, you're going to be ball hawking against the pass, but it's so critical to get this sort of run support. And both Caleb Downs and Lathan Ransom can do that, but this is the thing that I think maybe sets him apart.
Yeah. And a bunch of defensive coaches, if you were to ask them, probably the best tackler on the team should be your safety. And the reason why you'd probably think, oh, why isn't your linebacker, is because guess what? Linebackers make tackles inside the box, right? A safety has to be able to make tackles in open space in the box. There's so many different situations where a safety has to make a tackle. And to your point, Lathan Ransom isn't sitting back at center field right here. He's actually getting dirty, getting inside the box, playing up at the line of scrimmage, and making a sure tackle. Here you go again. Lathan Ransom, guess what? Acting like he's in the box, playing off of this running back. You've got a quarterback, 2 running backs right here. Guess what? Lathan Ransom triggers. Don't know if this is a blitz or if they call it a green dog, which is a green dog when your guy goes away or your running back is staying in. You trigger right here. He's playing downhill fast. Guess what? Makes a tackle behind the line of scrimmage. I mean, this is a veteran linebacker play, and you're having a dude make this play right here in Lathan Ransom, who's a safety, can get behind the line of scrimmage, can just make any play you need to make.
Yeah, it's the tackles for loss they're difference makers, especially because a team like Akron here, they're just trying to run. It's 1st and 10. They want to get the drive moving, stay ahead of the chains. It's still early. We got second quarter, just looking at the score and situation. Like, I mean, Akron believes that they've got a chance. They want to pull the upset, but you find yourself in 2nd and long off of this. It changes everything.
100% it does. And when you have a safety that's this versatile, and to your point, making plays behind the line of scrimmage, what more can you ask for? Actually, if you look at the linebacker position, this isn't a knock on Sonny Styles by any means, but he doesn't get downhill until after Lathan Ransom makes his play, right? You have Sonny Styles going lateral right here. He's not even a yard from where he was on the field, and Lathan Ransom has this dude down 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage for a TFL.
Yeah. Big time stuff. And I like that celebration too. I mentioned that too. I talked to Lathan after the game. I think he does a little bit of that here as well. Like the emotion he was playing with. I don't know that we've seen a ton of that from him in the past. And he mentioned not just being overlooked, but not having played a game since last October, 2 seasons where he had to deal with injuries, had the broken leg in the Rose Bowl, and then last year with the foot injury. Like he was doing a lot of celebration, a lot of, post snap stuff that I don't know. You have mentioned this last year, not just specific to defense, but the entire team, like playing with more energy and passion. Lathan Ransom was doing a ton of that on Saturday.
He was. You got to play with fire. I mean, football so much is played with emotion, heart and emotion. Like that's what comes down to it. You don't always have to have the best talent, but if you play with your hair on fire with passion, guess what? You're going to be very successful. And here again, Lathan Ransom coming downhill. You can see he triggers. I can't look at the back end. I would know a lot more from the end zone view, but it's some kind of man coverage, cover one, whatever it is, because you see Caleb Downs going back to the middle of the field. You see Jordan Hancock and OGB locked up. Look, guess what? Lathan Ransom's guys coming across the line of scrimmage. Actually, it's probably some kind of combo number one, right? Because Caleb Downs is playing off of them. As soon as he comes across the line of scrimmage, Lathan is triggering down. Caleb's coming back to be the free safety. So now it's a trade-off. Guess what? Lathan sees this, reacts to it, goes from 10 yards behind from the line of scrimmage down to now taking on a blocker basically at the line of scrimmage. And again, making a TFL on a play where he starts 10 yards behind the ball. Like, this is what you love to see. He's reading it. He's reacting to it. He's playing fast. There is no kind of stutter in his steps. Like, you see so many guys kind of break down too early and kind of get scared about it. He's running through blocks, getting to the ball, and making the plays, man. That is a huge, huge play.
Yeah, there's some of that celebration that I was talking about. Then he would get an opportunity to celebrate in the end zone, which defensive players don't always get. There was 2 examples of that on Saturday for Ohio State, but just a fantastic play. Sometimes it's right place, right opportunity, right place, right time. Caden Curry, though, really sets all this up for him.
Here's what I love. If you pause it right now, look how many silver bullets are running the football. Like, they are running to the football with bad intentions. You see Jordan Hancock, who came off his guy, reading the play, triggering. You got Lathan Ransom coming down. CJ Hicks getting blocked down here, but that's okay. But hey, Caden Curry, right? Look at this play. He went all the way upfield, tried beating the offense tackle with a speed rush, comes back underneath and hits the quarterback, strips the football right here. Look how many silver bullets are here in this screen, right? That's what you love to see. Lathan Ransom coming downhill again, playing fast. Guess what? Balls comes out, scoop, score. Guess what? You work on that drill so many times in spring ball, in fall camp, and you're always like, okay, yeah, the coach is bouncing the ball off the turf. Like, are we really going to have this? You're kind of going through it, half speed. That's why you do the drill. You follow through. The small things add up and turns into big things when the season comes along. So even though it's just a little dribbling ball, people don't realize how hard it is to actually scoop and score that ball when it hits the turf like that. Lathan gets it, finishes it, gets to the end zone, and guess what? The Silver Bullet defense gets to celebrate a TD.
Yeah, they were all together around the football, all together in the end zone. What a great day for Ohio State and their defense to kick off the year. No touchdown allowed. I don't know. I think BuckIQ might be too easy for us if they keep doing that, Zach.
Man, I tell you what, there's going to be a lot of dudes to talk about this year if those guys keep up the way they're playing, man. There were a lot of dudes that we could have broken down today. Lathan Ransom, obviously, deservedly so, but this Silver Bullet defense is back, and I'm hoping to see another great performance Saturday night against the Broncos.
Back in the Horseshoe Saturday night primetime, and we'll be back with more BuckIQ and Zach Boren Blitz on the podcast daily next week. Thanks for joining us. It's so great to be back talking ball with Zach. I'm excited. I'm ready to go run through a wall. I'll be ready to go cover that game Saturday, primetime, Ohio State. Thanks to Zach Boren. I'm Austin Ward. We'll catch you next time.